Want to win this print? Stay tuned to find out how. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This has been a video that I've been looking forward to creating for quite some time, and today we are celebrating over 1,000 subscribers on this channel. If you are new here, my name is Liam and I'm a wildlife photographer in the Maine Mid-Coast, and if you don't know where that is, just think of the state of Maine, think of the coastline, and then point directly at the center of that coastline, and that's where I live. On this channel, I do a lot of wildlife vlogs. I use my trail cam to see wildlife that is more elusive than not, and also talk a little bit about gear, and a lot of you have taught me very much important information as it relates to lightening my pack and ways that I can attract wildlife while I am out there. So this video today is going to be just a little bit different than the usual, and that's because I wanted to celebrate reaching this milestone on this channel, but also, more importantly, give back to all of you, or maybe just one of you, because I only have one print. But I wanted to share with you all something that's meaningful to me and show you that I am very serious about creating content on this channel, and I hope that you join me. So if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, I hope that you consider subscribing. But without further ado, let's jump in and see just how you can walk away with this photo print. Now, over the last few months, many of you have engaged with me down in the comments, and one of the great things about YouTube is that I can get to know some of you through the comment section, but it is very much kind of a one-way. I'm talking to you and I'm not really able to meet or talk to you all down in the comment section face to face. So what meant something to me, or what was important to me, is giving something back to you. It takes some time to leave comments. A lot of them are tips and tricks and ways that I can better create videos on this channel. So that's why I'm doing this photo print giveaway today. And I wanted to take a few moments to talk about some of the content, some of the comments from each of the videos that I have posted in the last few months, and just kind of recap what we've been talking about on this channel. One of the first videos that got big on this channel was my video talking about what's not in my camera bag for wildlife photography. And the main premise of that video was talking about the monopod versus the tripod and the weight differences associated with each one of those pieces of kit, and which ones you might be using in the field more often than not in the new year of 2024. And what I talked a little bit about was how I was switching more towards monopod usage with a side gimbal mount, because it was much more lightweight. I was able to be more versatile. I could drop my height range rather quickly, because my tripod is very cumbersome. It's got this big gimbal mount, with a couple different knobs that I have to adjust, and if I'm not level with my tripod, the thing's going everywhere. And I felt like the monopod was gonna be a better fit for me. We can talk about that stuff later, but I also wanted to share some of the comments from that that I received that encompass maybe somewhat of the general consensus between that monopod versus tripod debate. The first up was from Northern Focus Creative, NFC 2511, and it looks like he said, "Your chilled approach is refreshing, newly subbed." Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your subscription. I just sold my Canon Prime after owning for 7 years to carry a lightweight super zoom this season. Weight and bulk differences get in the way of the shooting experience for me. The tripod now stays home unless I'm doing blind work. Your posts are great. Well, your kind words are also great, so thank you for leaving that comment. But I also agree, there's all these expensive prime lenses out there. Think the 600 primes for both Canon, Sony, Nikon, whatever you might have, and they're so large and they cost a lot of money. I generally agree with that approach. If you can have a nice 200 to 600, I know that Sigma makes a 150 to 600, it's gonna be more lightweight, it's gonna be cheaper, and ultimately when we're out in the field, the best lens is the one that you can afford and the one that you can use and the one that you can carry. So I appreciate your comment here, Northern Focus Creative NFC. I genuinely agree with your comments, and I'm glad that you have switched over to a lens that is gonna be suitable for you this season. Next up is a post from Kevin Nordstrom, and he says, I almost never use my tripod anymore. I either use a monopod or mostly handheld. My tripod is now only used for blind work. And I agree. I've been doing a lot more blind work lately, and that means that I'm carrying my tripod out into the field a little more frequently. But I must say, over the last few months since I've made this video, I've been using my tripod a lot more. The monopod has been great for just photo walks when I'm just out there trying to capture and enjoy a nice hike. That's great. But if I'm trying to shoot wildlife video or videography, having a tripod, shooting on a tripod it just has just one step higher in terms of like the professional look that you can get. I'm not saying that I'm a professional by any means, but it does have a certain look to it that I just think that you can't replicate when trying to use a monopod, as well as maybe image stabilization both in camera and in your editing software. All right, well, next up is a video that I was very shocked to come across in the field, and that was my bobcat video, where I really just lucked out and saw a bobcat here in the mid-coast of Maine. And it all came across over this kind of frozen overflow pond right out back from where I live. And the morning was a really bluebird day. There wasn't any clouds in the sky. I had my ND filter on the camera, and I just absolutely lucked out with a bobcat that was coming out late morning to just maybe soak up some of the sun. So that was a really cool capture. I did get some great comments from you all. The first comment is from Johnny at. Johnny, I know that you've posted a few times, or commented a few times on this channel, so thank you so much for watching. And he says, what a lucky experience with the bobcat. I'm a lifelong Mainer and have never seen one in the wild. Despite spending a lot of time in the woods, I look forward to the puffin video. I've been to Machias Seal Island 7 times since the 80s. I have tons of photos, but no video. Johnny, it's great that you have found my channel, because I've learned a lot about not only you and your adventures on Machias Seal Island through the comment section, but it's great to know that a lot of people that have lived in Maine much longer than I have even been alive are viewing my videos. So thank you, Johnny. And yeah, I was absolutely stunned to have come across that bobcat. It was definitely a once in a lifetime experience, but it's kind of like that situation where the first hit's always free, and now I'm addicted to trying to get another capture with the bobcat. I do have my trail camera set up right now in a certain area that you'll see in the next couple of videos. So keep our fingers crossed that we can get some more bobcat footage. The next comment that I wanted to highlight was from Elaine Persons 9662. So happy I found your channel. I am primarily a bird photographer, so even though on a much smaller scale, I can relate to the pounding heart when I see a new species, great videos, and pretty scenery. Elaine, thank you so much. That is a very nice comment to leave, and I wholeheartedly agree that no matter what size the bird is, or the species, or the wildlife that you're viewing, your heart can get racing, and that was certainly the case with this bobcat video. I'm also a birder, and I can't wait for the spring migration to come into fruition here over the next couple of weeks. So yeah, this bobcat certainly got my heart racing, and I think we all know that experience and that feeling when your heart gets going and you're just shocked and you're just in the moment, you're immersed, and you're just hoping that you're actually recording and that your camera settings are actually dialed in, because you don't want to miss it. So Elaine, again, thank you very much for leaving that comment. And lastly, from my bobcat video, I'm going to highlight someone that I think that all of you should be watching. If you like my wildlife stuff from the state of Maine, you are going to like this guy's videos even more, and that's from B. Hall Appleton. Bob, I know you by name at this point, and he said, amazing video. What a great thing to watch a bobcat wander around like that. And this is coming from someone that has many more years of experience out in these local, the local forest around the area that I live at. And I'm going to link Bob's, this is Bob Hall Wildlife Trail Cam, I think is your name. I'm gonna link his channel down in the description, and I think all of you should go down there, click it, subscribe to his channel if you're not already, because he has some of the best trail camera captures that you'll see in the state of Maine. I'm talking otters, I'm talking deer, I'm talking turkeys, I'm talking pileated woodpeckers, and I'm also talking about three-legged bobcats, all on a trail camera. So go subscribe to his channel because he gets some really great captures. And again, Bob, thank you for all the support that you've given me and the tips that you've given me for finding wildlife here in the Mid-Coast. All right, moving on now to my next video. That was my kind of my 40-hour work week video, and I do work full-time. I'm a marine biotoxin scientist here in Maine, so I monitor harmful algal blooms both from a water perspective or sampling water for phytoplankton species, as well as collecting shellfish species and testing them for shellfish poisoning. So my Monday through Friday is very much jam-packed, but that doesn't mean that I and all of you can't get out there and enjoy some nature and some wildlife. So this video was very much designed to talk about my weekly routine when it comes to my approach. And I wanted to thank you all for the kind words and the comments that you left, and let's highlight a couple of them here. The first is from David Birmingham Jr. .2600. He said, "You just showed what 90% of wildlife photography is all about. You have to pre-plan and deal with Mother Nature. I've been doing this for 45 plus years. Tip, buy the longer aftermarket tent stakes for all of your blinds. The ones that come with them are a joke. Great video." Well, David, I honestly hadn't even thought about our photography blinds. I'm using the Tragopan Grouse V+, and he's right. David is right. Those stakes don't go very far into the ground. Luckily, my photography blind did not blow away, but I have ordered those longer stakes because they're gonna make a world of a difference. So David, thank you very much for that tip, and I'm glad that you've subscribed and joined me on this channel. All right, and lastly, I posted a video about my Atlantic puffin journey out on Machias Seal Island, and that's actually where this print today that we're giving away came from. And in that video, I tried to give some of my best tips and tricks that you could use out on the island from a photography perspective, but also just an enjoyment perspective. Don't think that you always need to be a photographer in these cases, because it really was a trip of a lifetime. But I wanted to highlight a few comments that I received. And the first was from El Tatarad Bois. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I butchered that name. I have my computer over here. I butchered that name, but I know that you're from France. Let's just read the comment. "Good morning, magnificent images. Thank you for your valuable advice and sharing. Victor from France." Well, Victor, sorry I couldn't read your YouTube handle name, but I'm glad that you found my video to be useful. I hope that you come over from France and check out the Atlantic puffins that we have. I'm sure that you can find some Atlantic puffins maybe a little bit closer to home out there in France, but I suggest that you come out here. And it's great to know that many of you aren't just from the New England area or just micro local from the state of Maine area, and that I am being seen across the globe. That's very cool. It means a lot to me. It's also why I wanted to give away this print today. Was just showing the appreciation for all of you that are either in France or just locally here in the Maine area. So thank you. The next up was from Roadstar3392. Really enjoyed the video, Liam. You weren't kidding about the Bold Coast puffin tickets going fast. At 9 a.m. sharp, I logged on and was 211th in line. I can't wait to experience Machias Seal Island in June. Thank you for the tips on what gear to bring. Well, Roadstar, I'm glad that you got tickets. They do go very, very fast. I wasn't joking, and if you haven't seen that video, or you're just interested in how I approached Machias Seal Island and capturing images of Atlantic puffins, go check out that video. But yeah, it's very competitive when it comes to getting trips out to the Machias Seal Island through Bold Coast Charter Company. They're a great company, they're professional, they're knowledgeable. Again, I wasn't paid to send any of that, but I had a great experience and I know that you will too. All right, so now I just wanted to make a few quick notes of what we have coming up on this channel before I talk a little bit more about the details for this photo print. And in the next couple weeks, in the first week of April, I am going to Muscatobit Harbor in Nova Scotia. This trip is more or less going to be one for a general vacation for myself, my girlfriend, and my dog, but it's going to produce a few different wildlife videos, and I have some ideas in my brain of what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna give away any hints right now, but I would love to hear if any of you, especially for those New Englanders from this area that have been up to Nova Scotia, if you have anything that I need to check out or areas that I need to go see to see some wildlife, please let me know down in the comments. Please contact me over on my Instagram page as well. If you aren't following me on Instagram, go ahead, follow me there. It's really more of a convenient way to communicate with like-minded people. So again, yeah, if you've been to Nova Scotia before, go ahead and let me know some locations that I need to check out. Additionally, I'm going to be starting a series that I'm loosely calling the Wildlife Restoration Series. A little bit of a background, my girlfriend and I have purchased a home in the Maine Mid-Coast, and our lot has roughly 8.5 acres of wooded, but also a little bit of an open area land. And there's a few different, 4 or 5 different areas that include these micro environments. So one of which is on the side of our house where there's this area that is currently overgrown with the sumac trees, but could potentially be an environment where we could plant native grasses, native flowers, native bushes, native trees, and attract a whole plethora of wildlife to that area. Additionally, one that's more in the forested or the wooded area of our property has very wet soil with these rock boulders that have this moss growing over all of them. That's gonna be great, absolutely great for mushroom viewing come the spring and the summertime. So there's these areas on our property that I want to start to build up through a series where I can document how I'm attracting wildlife and other forms of insects and butterflies, which is an insect, to our property. And that's gonna be something that's gonna be ongoing. It's gonna take months. It's gonna take years. So that will be an ongoing series that I'm gonna introduce in the near future. I've got my first video already currently being filmed. So again, if you're not currently subscribed, consider subscribing so you don't miss that. And also, if you're knowledgeable with how we can more nativize or plant native plants, bushes, flowers, etc. Onto our property, especially those that are more native to New England, definitely subscribe to the channel and definitely let me know some of the input that you might have. All right, well, we have finally reached the point in the video where I get to talk about this photo print in front of me here. And if you haven't seen my Machias Seal Island video yet, go check it out. It's got some great footage. And it also has a lot of photos that I took on the island during that visit that I had a really hard time dwindling down to pick the one that I wanted to give away. But ultimately, I decided on this image, and I really liked it because it has this atmospheric, more ethereal looking approach to wildlife photography. I have a lot of experience shooting more landscape and somewhat abstract landscape work, and I like to incorporate those themes into my wildlife images. So I felt like this would be a good print to give away. I think it represents the type of style that I like to shoot. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. This photo is a 16:20 with a 1-inch edge treatment printed on Epson hot press bright photo paper. And let me tell you, I love the look of it. It's not so much of a glossy image. It is definitely not glossy. It's more or less in that middle ground of like maybe a luster mixed with matte, but it's got a little bit more punch than a matte. And I think it will look absolutely great wherever you decide that it might go in your home. And I can't wait to see whoever wins it and where they decide to place the image. I have been talking for way too long at this point. I know that many of you are excited to learn how you can potentially win this print, and there's only 2 things that you have to do. The first of which is to subscribe to this channel to make sure that you don't miss any of my upcoming vlogs. That's number 1. Number 2, and maybe most important, is down in the comments section, leave a comment, a detailed comment so I can read it, of your favorite photo that you have taken recently. That's it. All you have to do is leave a comment down below describing one of your favorite photos that you've taken recently. That could be with a standard DSLR or mirrorless camera with a professional setup. That could be with your iPhone or Samsung device. That could also be with a trail camera or a drone. I don't care. All you gotta do to enter to win this photo print is be 1, subscribe to the channel, and 2, leave a comment down below that describes one of your favorite photos that you've taken, whether it's in your lifetime or whether it's recently. I don't care. I'm just excited to learn some of the photos that you've taken and just how much they mean to you all. So those 2 things are how you can enter to win this photo print. Let's talk a little bit about the details of how I'm going to select the winner. All right, so today is March 24th, and I'm going to allow this entry period to run until April 3rd at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That will give you 10 days to enter. Leave a comment down below. Be sure to share it with some friends and family to up your chances of potentially winning this print. After that April 3rd date, I will then close the entry. I will submit everyone's name into a randomized generator online and select a winner. I'll reach out to you down in the comments. I'll try to see if you have an Instagram handle that I can find relatively easily, and we will coordinate the delivery of this fine print directly to your home, absolutely free. I just want to end this video with, again, thanking you all for watching the videos that I've created on this channel. It really, I know it might seem minuscule to some of you to have 1,000 subscribers, but to me it means so much. So thank you very much. I'm looking forward to the next 1,000 and can't wait to see you again next week.